Hello. Did you know that over 85% of a young person's waking hours are spent outside of school and formal education? Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm 15 years old. We are from Roundwood Youth Club, which has been open for decades. But recently, we have been restricted since 2020 when the council cut the youth service. This was home to many different activities and support groups which helped us and other young people aged 11 to 19, providing a safe space for them to be and to flourish. In October and November last year, we were denied access to Roundwood Community Centre for 4 weeks because of the discrepancies between Roundwood School and the council's assigned representatives, Young Brent Foundation. We have also not been allowed access during the school holidays. This has disrupted our mixed martial arts training for upcoming gradings, competitions, and training placements for new youth workers. It has also affected Duke of Edinburgh volunteering hours and it has left us and over 60 other young people with no safe space to go. We would like to ask the committee to scrutinise the council's arrangements with Brownwood School and Community Centre and revisit the promises which were made to us by the council when the youth centre was changed to a school. Seeing my peers, having a routine that I can stick to, and being able to move regularly are all things which I look forward to every Friday. However, it was taken away from me from the last year, and it has caused an immense amount of stress, having a negative impact on my mental health. Not being able to practice has made us lose the sense of community, a space away from home, and has also restricted socializing. Lastly, the safe space makes sure young boys and girls stay healthy and off the internet, which can be a bad influence on them and may cause their mind to become negatively influenced. A healthy life from young promotes a healthy adult life away from addictions.
Hi, my name is Leah and I'm 12 years old. We think that socializing with young people with different backgrounds creates a more diverse environment for young people where we can learn about each other's cultures. It is important for the new generation, as the leaders of tomorrow, to socialize with other young people. It is not good for young people's mental health to stay inside all day on social media, criticizing other people, including themselves, instead of having the opportunity to talk with others. As well as bullying and cyberbullying amongst today's challenges, young people communicating with others with the same interests is better than other people making fun of each other about their differences. About diversity, people are unique in their own way, and instead of making fun of it, today's society should bond over it and learn more about each other's differences. We do that when we are at youth club.
Hi, my name is Bilal. I'm 16 years old and have been part of Roundwood Youth for more than 4 years. In these 4 years, I've learned many skills such as self-defense, self-respect, and discipline, not just from my MMA, but from many of the brilliant adults in the center and many of the people who helped create my character. The youth club is a free space in housing for local young people, and when it was closed, I was worried it was never reopened. Housing needs these youth clubs. I didn't know where to go or how to spend my free time except hanging around on the streets where there are negative influences. When we are youth club, we get to do multi sports, youth games, cooking, talking, advice on school, jobs and training, and support from the youth workers. There's also support for families with a food bank and family well-being programs. At Youth Club, we have opportunities to train into young leaders, coaches, and qualified youth workers. I would like to have these opportunities again. But all of this was taken away from me when the council made the building into a school, which is now just a fraction of what it used to be due to youth service cuts. Our youth club had been running with no funding since the council closed it in 2020, but we see there is £2 million budget for improving buildings. We think that money should be spent on improving existing youth activities, which build the characters of every young person.
So let me just repeat that over 85% of young persons' waking hours are spent outside of school and in formal education. My name is Gabriel. I'm 16 and I grew up coming to these sessions at Roundwood Youth Centre for the past 8 years. And now I work with young people as a coach. And so I understand the importance of this centre for young people. Is it a case of money? Well, you're funding businesses to improve the physical factor of the youth provision, as suggested under point 5.3 of the report on Brent Youth Strategy. However, we had an up-to-date and modern building in Roundwood Youth Centre, which the council spent over £1 million to build, but is not being used for its initial intent, as it is not open for young people all the time, and we are only allowed to use one space in it for youth activities, while other spaces in it lie empty. And we need to focus on the youth services which go inside the building, not outside of the building. So don't you think it would be a great idea instead to focus on funding this? We need youth clubs open every day after school, at weekends and in school holidays like it used to be. We need the funding to be spent on equipment, coaches,
Thank you.
training, and youth clubs.
If you could bring your sentence to close, please.
Okay. And we need these youth workers to provide a distraction from everyday stresses and offer a chance to get help. So we hope this has impacted your views on youth services, and we hope you will involve young people in future decision making, as we are directly affected by your decisions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Let me bring our colleagues, our friends from Brent Youth Parliament. Very welcome to the committee. It's always a joy to have your company. Looking forward to hearing your question. Your first question then, please. If you could just introduce yourself to us, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Manel, and I'm the BYP representative as well as the Deputy MYP for the UK Youth Parliament. I'd like to ask how, in section 4.7, you claim that young people will continue to be involved in future planning, promotion, co-design, and co-production of the youth strategy. I'd like to ask how exactly will young people be able to make their contributions and be involved, as well as which young people in particular, for example, members of youth clubs, councils, school students, young people in care, and etc.
Thank you. Gwen, please.
So we're happy to work with a lot of the organisations that we currently do. So the community and voluntary sector, all of the organisations that benefit from funding in the past. Young Brent Foundation have really good connections with all kinds of groups of young people. So we're keen for them to be at the heart of this strategy. And of course, the Youth Parliament as well.
Great, thank you. Yes,
I think just
you
to-
wanted to supplement that reply.
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
to add to that, we are trying to engage social media more to ensure that we are reaching out to young people so that we are including your voices and are able to access your views and make sure that you are a part of what we're developing.
Thank you. You have a supplementary or a second question, please. Thank you.
Yes, hello, I'm Ayan and I'm the National Campaigns Lead for Brent Youth Parliament. My question is surrounding the 9.1 paragraph, and this is about the 2 million in funding that has been supposedly, it's going to be given to youth provision buildings. And I don't think that that's really an adequate place to be putting the funding when there's already voluntary youth provisions that actually need that funding instead of it going into buildings. So actually, why doesn't the council direct that funding towards provisions that are already in place?
Thank you for that wonderful question. Nigel, please.
So I think I'm not an accountant, but the funding that's available to us from the council, which is in this paragraph, is we can only use it for buildings, like building things, capital, not for running services. So it's money that's earmarked for buildings, and that was the way in which we felt, because we could get some money, but we can't get money to run the services. So it's for buildings.
Thank
and we're
you.
working on a program now to work out which organizations would benefit
All
the
right.
most.
Thank you for that. Leader, please.
Just to follow on, I mean, the strategic SIL that's mentioned in here, SIL, is part of when a development comes forward across Brent. The planning committee and the planning officers negotiate a sum of money that goes towards building up the infrastructure, but it can only be used on capital projects. And as Nigel is saying, it can only be used to sort of build new buildings or to invest in localities where there'll be sort of a long-term improvement, but we couldn't use that money for funding sort of projects and things like that. That's the biggest issue, because it's negotiated at the planning stage when everything's going through the application.
Thank you for that. I'm going to make some progress. The clock is ticking away.